Hello and welcome back to IndustryBroadcast.com for audio article number 99. Today's article was written by Clinton Keith. Clinton Keith, a certified Scrum trainer, is the former CTO of High Moon Studios. Clinton has over 20 years of professional development experience, and 14 of those in the video game industry. His games include Midnight Club, Dark Watch, Bourne Conspiracy, and numerous others. He introduced agile development methodologies to High Moon Studios in 2003, and then to the rest of the video game industry in 2005 through GDC and his popular blog found at www.agilegamedevelopment.com. For more of his insight on agile development, as well as a rundown of the invaluable services he offers, head over to www.clintonkeith.com. We'd also like to take this time to mention that Clinton is offering a 2-day course in Boston on May the 5th and the 6th for his Certified Scrum Master for Video Game Development. It's a 2-day course and it provides the fundamental principles of Scrum, but it also gives hands-on experiences using Scrum. It puts theory into action through extensive uses of exercises and project simulations. For more information, just head to IndustryBroadcast.com and click on the banner at the top of the website. Audio article number 99. A Case for Small Teams and Longer Development Cycles. Written by Clinton Keith and read aloud by Ryan Wienko on the 19th of April, 2009. Great games are hard to make. We were having a discussion the other day about how it seems that most great games which come out go through some form of crisis or independence from deadlines. One development story was about MechWarrior 2. The team had struggled to find the gameplay to allow funding to continue, but at one point the game was cancelled by an executive on a Friday. The team struggled to finish a pass at gameplay over the weekend, and fortunately succeeded in overturning the decision come Monday morning. It seems that every breakthrough game had a similar chaotic history, or had a commitment by the developers to release it when it's done, which was longer than the publisher or public had wanted. No publisher in the world is going to sign up for a release-it-when-it's-done development deal with anyone besides id Software or some other similar developer who can share the risk and has a proven track record. It's reasonable considering the risk, but what about potential great titles like MechWarrior 2, and what if they didn't make it? The publisher business model rules all. Publishers are like any other big business. They have shareholders that expect returns on their investment and a board of directors that directly answers to those shareholders. The board demands a business plan from their executives that show perhaps a 5-year plan with lots of promise of profit. To create this plan, the executives develop a portfolio of game products with an estimated profit loss or P&L statement for each. Obviously, each future game in the portfolio has a positive P&L, or it wouldn't be in the portfolio. Unfortunately, a large portion of games that release don't make a profit. We are still a hit-driven industry, but hits can be difficult to predict. Hit franchises gives you the best chance, Madden, WoW, etc., but many franchises fade over time. The portfolio should show a good mix of proven franchise titles and riskier titles that are potentially new franchises, new licenses or new intellectual properties, IPs. The problem is that riskier titles won't get a big financial bet. In order to get a positive P&L, you have to compare the predicted sales with the cost of development and marketing and so on. No one in the right mind would predict huge sales for a brand new license or IP, so keep the P&L positive, the dev cost has to be low. Developing the riskier new franchises. So there are a number of new riskier titles in every publisher's portfolio. Unfortunately, they can often be cast in the same date-driven mold as the proven franchise development project. They needed to be treated differently. Risky new titles should be developed with the P&L in mind, not the portfolio. The portfolio is a wish list used to predict the market and the marketing flow. It is a poor tool to apply to new titles. Like design documents, if anyone takes the time to look back a few years at the original portfolio plans, they bear little resemblance to what really happened. To maximize the units sold and to minimize the cost of development of these titles needs to pursue an effort that maximizes efficiency and is quality focused and minimizes risk to the publisher. Maximizing efficiency. Research has shown that there is a sweet spot in the number of people working on a task. Fewer or more than this sweet spot, and the cost of development rises. This is the basis of the Mythical Man month, and Scrum practices of what team sizes should be. Brooks' Law is especially true in the game development industry, where adding more people to a game development project in pre-production not only has little effect on the ship date, but can actually slow down the team with communication overhead and loss of focus. There are many ways to minimize production time, outsourcing, reusing, etc., by improving efficiency and partitioning, but pre-production is a highly creative and iterative process that can be slowed down by applying the same fixes. Better games can be made by having small, creative, inexpensive teams iterating over the possible gameplay mechanics. Maximizing quality. The first factor in quality is the team. Talent and teamwork is the key to success. How do you know whether the team can deliver? You iterate. Have the team demonstrate the progress every few weeks. Participate in the direction the game is taking. Marketing should spend time in reviews and planning as well. Reducing risk. This approach fits well with the Kill Gates approach, to seeding many ideas and allowing only the best to fully grow. This sounds harsh to some, but it's better to kill a game early than to spend years working on it just to see it fail in the market. Also, impeding cancellation of your projects can have a great motivation for the team to prove the game's value, as with MechWarrior 2. Incentive to take risks. Based on the current business model, it's difficult for the developer and the publisher to adopt a pre-production model that allows for quick cancellation if the game is going nowhere. Developers want predictable long-term cash flow. Publishers want to keep the portfolio flow going and want a sense of security from the big plan. However, examples for this model exist. The important thing is to preserve the relationship and pursue ideas with a talented team. Where does schedule fit in? At some point in time, it should be apparent what the core game is and what it's going to take to finish it. At this point, the production side of the project can ramp up, and a low-risk goal date can be predicted. Production can't be ramped up overnight, so every release should have an evaluation of the project in terms of the conditions for production that remain to be met. The team should be able to give a release or two advance notice, 3 to 6 months, of when production can begin. Longer notice can be given with less certainty, of course. Where games took 2 years to develop, they may now take longer. Teams may save some of the time by entering production with truly shippable mechanics, rather than wasting time reworking assets in light of changing mechanics. It should be a lot less expensive and produce better results. The main risk of this approach is rushing the production trigger. It's hard enough not to fix a launch date 2 years in advance. Asking for a year or less commitment to the launch date may be impossible for marketing up front, but it is what is often done in light of project delays. Not a new idea. None of this is new. This approach dovetails with Agile very well, though. As more developers adopt Agile practices, it will make more sense to develop games with this approach. As a member of the Nintendo Ultra 64 Dream Team, Angel Studios was exposed to this model in the mid-90s. Nintendo would discuss a game idea with us and ask us to find the fun. They'd give us enough money to operate for 3 months and then come back at the end of that time to see what we found. Occasionally, Miyamoto would visit. Usually, we discussed the results and the high-level direction for the next 3 months. Occasionally, if we couldn't find the fun, the game would be cancelled, and an entirely new game would be started. If the game lived long enough, Nintendo would tell us to finish it in 6 months. Unfortunately, we weren't very iterative in our development approach at Angel, so it wasn't an ideal fit. This concludes audio article number 99. Stay tuned tomorrow for the big number 100 and whole of the celebration and hoopla that will go along with it. Once again, we'd like to thank Clinton Keith for writing this article, and you can find his blog at clintonkeith.com. Another reminder of his 2-day course in Boston on May the 5th and the 6th. For more information, head to industrybroadcast.com and click on the banner at the top of the website.